Hello and good morning. This is Open Friday Coffee with Janine, and I am your host, Janine Bolin. You are here for creativity, connection, and community, at least I hope. These were my open office hours and still are for my students. And many of them, they ask me questions. And so we're going to run through the slide deck here real quick, just because I have a few questions people are asking me. Help, I need resources. So let's talk about that, shall we? I always like to talk about this as if I'm having a cup of coffee with you. The first one is 1440. I have so many people who are like, there is no safe space for me to actually express my opinion these days. I'm always like, have you come to Open Friday Coffee? You can express whatever opinion you want. But one of the things I like to share with people is that you can now get news that are human beings that are curating the content that is on the website, and it's called Join 1440.com. I will send you an email. All the links are going to be in the email that I send you after you guys attend. Anyway, there'll be an email that will take you to Join 1440. Why 1440? Because that was the year that the printing press was started. It basically is no fluff, just fact-based. They distill things down to the essentials. You get a newsletter every day. And when I first started getting my news from here, I loved it because it wasn't any of that stuff where they're just trying to get you all wound up and get you in a state of distress. But I am a scientist. I am an author. I want to stay up on what's happening, but I don't want to be taken down to the dark side, everything that happens. Here's a newsletter that I have started. I started this in January. I wanted to make sure they stayed true to their content before I recommended it to my community. And I recommend this highly. It's wonderful. And just so when I just started, it really was only Monday through Friday they would send it. They now have their Sunday edition. And I'm like, oh my gosh, goody. We get comics, right? For those of you who remember, no, you don't. But I do have a place you can go get comics. I just found out about this from one of my artist friends, Nerd Crawler. Oh, that just sounds like a place I want to be. Anyway, so what it is, a comic artists and fans. This is where you get your fan art. You can find artists that are independent. I just thought it would be a wonderful place for you to go for that Sunday edition after you get done reading your 1440 newsletter. By the way, I am not getting paid for any of this. These are just resources that I have stumbled upon. I wanted to share with you, my community. The next one is, are you big into YouTube? I am. I use it every day. YouTube has now surpassed Google as far as the #1 search engine. They are very aware of this, as you have noticed by the sheer volume of ads. There is a open source shareware program called NewPipe. Now, it's been around for a while, but I needed to talk to my software buddies and have them, and they said, nope, we've run through the code. We've run through it. Their code is even open source. Like, you can go to GitHub and actually run through the code if that's your preference. And I just wanted to let you know, if you would like to start watching YouTube videos without all the ads, without all that stuff, go to newpipe.net and they will help you out. That will also be in the email. So recently, Rich Beyer, who happens to be on this call, helped me out. This is him with my You're on Mute card. He upgraded his iPhone to iPhone 12 just so he could get 5G access. And he says, now listen, I'm not a phone person. Don't think I'm, big into this sort of tech. But he talks about back market, where you can compare your Apple phones to your Apple phones. They're refurbished, retech, and they have a lot of good reviews. I was really impressed, Rich. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. Anything I can do to save you money, save your time, save your sanity, and save your commitment level, I'm into that for you. Okay. I will eventually be asking you this question. What is your greatest challenge that I can help you with? So be thinking about that as I go through this slide deck and we get ready to talk about this. The #1 question I am asked by my authorpreneurs and my entrepreneurs is, how do I get more clients? I have a whole 10-minute video on this. I have been talking about this for 5 years. I am not going to bore you with this. The link will be in the chat. And it has to do with your master contact sheet. Again, I started actually talking about this in 2020. So we're now 5 years past that. I am done talking about this. I will have a link in the chat for you on this. I started writing books back in 2005 when it was called Vanity Publishing. You're going to have an opportunity later on to be able to sign up for my 20th edition that I am currently reworking. This is what we like to call a draft book cover. No, this is not the real one. This is what Janine slapped together on Canva in 20 minutes. And we will eventually be going over the book cover, blah, blah, blah. And I'm reworking the contents. I've written a couple books. And my favorite thing, people say, so what do you do for a living, Janine? And I go, oh, what do I do? I teach entrepreneurs how to be profitable. If you're not making money, you're not in business. Let's make that happen for you. So what are your next steps? If you cannot make it to Open Friday Coffee because you live somewhere in the world where that is a ridiculous hour to be getting up, I highly recommend you join my beta readers. You will hear from me once a week. You will not be sold to unless I am writing a book or I have a new course that's coming out, but you do not have to be real worried about me pummeling you. If you don't want to show up, I don't want to bother your email inbox. We have free events on April 30th, July 30th, October 29th, and December 31st. What is this? This is the 5th Wednesday of the month. We have a few months in our crazy calendar where you can show up for free, talk to me if you can't make it to to almost every Friday Open Coffee. So that just lets you know another free way you have access to me. Your master contact sheet is something that is important. We'll talk about it a little bit if you want me to, but these are your next steps. Watch the video on your master contact sheet. Next, are you tracking your income producing activities? This is out of my book of The Thriving Solopreneur. I will send you a link so that you can get your 4 critical hours. It started off as a downloadable. I just wrote an article on it because I got tired of people asking me questions. So there you go. We'll talk about your 4 critical articles. And then I would like you, this is all stuff for free, by the way. I'd like you to sign up for You're on Mute. Oh, thank you, Rich. Appreciate you. And Jeff, thank you for showing your cards. Why do I send you cards in the mail? Well, I will let you know. This is me showing you my subversive tactics for getting your address. It's so I can stalk you. No, it's so when I travel, I can send you a card. And this is what it's going to look like. I'm going to Portland, Oregon, because I've been asked to speak out there. And I'm going to be visiting a friend. And I say to people, hey, I'm going to be in Oregon. I'm going to fly into Portland. This is what the inside of the card looks like. Hi, Kathy. I wanted to let you know I'll be flying to Portland this spring. I'll be at Cameo Cafe East. I give the address. This is the date. This is the time. I sit my butt for an hour and a half in some cafe or restaurant or coffee shop. And I say, do you want to meet me in person? And so this is my subversive reason for asking for your address. It's so that if I happen to be near you, I send everybody in Oregon this card. Okay, everybody in Oregon. I had somebody that actually drove 2 hours to meet me in Little Rock, Arkansas, because she lived in Missouri. And I went ahead and I said, well, I'll let you know where I'm going. So this is why the You're on Mute cards, not only are they practical, and then on the back, you'll see my smiling face going, hey, but the other thing is, I want to be able to connect with you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. I want to be able to meet you in person one day if I am near your area, okay? And oh, by the way, I live in Colorado. If you ever fly into DIA, make sure you have a layover that's longer than 45 minutes so that I can take you up for a cup of coffee, okay? Figure it out. If you're in Denver, let me know. All right. I also would love to be able to come speak to your group. If you're like, Janine, I can't get there. I don't think you're ever going to come to my neck of the woods. I had somebody say, I am so far out and removed from any airport. There is no way. I'm like, well, then have me come talk to your people. All right, let's talk. I mean, I travel a lot. And it can be small groups. I have been talking to people like in little conference rooms and big auditoriums. I was even asked to come give a warm-up discussion to a bunch of comedians. I'm like, you're kidding. These people are pros. I'm going to be a noob in front of them. They're like, Janine, believe it or not, you are funny. Teach these people how to be profitable. Oh.